Thanks for watching my channel, Surprise Comics. This is Matt coming back at you with another haul. Start out, grocery aisle, picking up some cereal the other day. Saw the new Batman v Superman cereal boxes, and I had to pick up some. Haven't tried it out yet. Chocolate strawberry cereal. I'm not too sure about that, but I thought for the cool box, why not? So that's their contest is still going on. I won't spend too much time on that. Going on through the end of the month. Watch my other videos if you want more information about it. But let's move on to the haul. So recently been doing a lot of eBay purchases, a lot of in-store purchases, finding some good stuff. I got this the other day. Eternal Warrior #4, first appearance of Bloodshot, I believe. This book's picked up a lot of heat lately. I think Sony has got the right to all the Valiant universe, and so they're going to make a bunch of movies based on Valiant characters. They're going to start out with Bloodshot as the first character. That's what's made this book a little higher than the others. So it should be interesting to see how that goes. They spent a lot of money acquiring the rights. They got a lot of money to make, or a lot of money to lose based on how well these movies do. But based on some of their other superhero work, like the last two Amazing Spider-Man movies, I'm not sure how confident we can be in that. I got this for around, I think it was around $30. A little high, but it came with about 20 other Valiant books. And I don't know if any of them are worth anything. I looked up a little bit. Does it seem like they're any good? But I'm going to show them just in case one of you guys out there is familiar with Valiant Valiant comics and can tell me if I have anything. So we got Archer and Armstrong #6. Archer and Armstrong #26. Looks like a newer version. Archer and Armstrong #3. Got Bloodshot 0. That one seemed like it had a little bit of value, but not tons. Bloodshot #1. I actually have 2 copies of that one. Bloodshot 7. Bloodshot 9. Get these out of the way. Love this homage character, or homage cover, on Harbinger #13. Also got Harbinger #15. 16, 17, 23, Rye, the Rising Sun, #27. Looks like a newer one as well. It's Rye #1. This is part of the relaunch she did. Rye and the Future Force #9. Rye and the Future Force #10. Shadow Man #10. Oops. These are ways to see more Valiant. And I also got a Shadow Man 16 and Turok #1. So a lot of comics for what I paid, but really I bought the Eternal Warrior #4, and the other comics are basically free, is how I see it. So if you know Valiant and you have any tips, any of those books key, let me know in the comments section. It'd be greatly appreciated. On January 1st, one of my local comic shops had a New Year's Day sale where they did 25% off everything in the store. I decided I was going to go and see if I can find some big books, some key books, and it was pretty much a bust. I was able to find a couple things. They had a run a Suicide Squad. I got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and luckily it included 23 as well. Also got #24. So it's 15 through 24. 23 is the key book in this. It's the first appearance of Oracle. That's who the character Barbara Gordon in the wheelchair. All right, sorry about that. Got a call. I record these on my phone, so that came through. So anyways, as I was saying, Suicide Squad number 23, first appearance of Oracle. That's who Barbara Gordon Batgirl became after she was paralyzed by the Joker in The Killing Joke. And so that's that. I got all these for $15. The Batgirl book alone is worth that much. So, you know, basically I bought it for that. I already had this run, except for number 24, so that fills in one of my holes in the Suicide Squad, my Suicide Squad collection. So it was nice to pick up one extra book and get a key book like that. It's interesting, they have a lot of different runs of Suicide Squad. And this one just got kind of mixed in. I guess it was a consignment person at the store, so it wasn't the actual stores that was put this packet together. That's probably why I was able to get it. Another comic I picked up at the sale, 25% off. I got a copy of Deadpool number 14, the first appearance of Ajax, who's going to be the villain in the upcoming Deadpool movie. Got this for $15, so a pretty good deal. Or about, you know, what's going for on and off. You get on eBay for about that price, but when you can see it in person and inspect it yourself and know that you're getting the condition, it's definitely worth it, paying a little bit more than you might get on there. Another thing I was able to do this last week, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm looking into getting into pressing comics. And so I've been kind of on the hunt for a dry mount press to do that. So I got a lead on one at a pawn shop. So I headed out to the pawn shop. It turned out that the temperature gauge on the dry mount press wasn't working properly, and the last thing I want is burnt comics. So I had to pass on it, but it happened that they had some comic books at this pawn shop. And basically would take about 5 to 10 comics, they throw them in a big Ziploc bag and put $10 on it. So you can go through and pick out which Ziploc bags you wanted. I picked up 2 of them. The first bag I picked up had this Iceman. I don't know much about it. Spectacular Spider-Man. Number 5. I imagine it's a 4th or 5th volume. Spider-Man, the Clone Saga is a mini limited series. I got number 5 and number 6. These are pretty nice covers on these. Don't tend to have very much value, but you know, they're kind of cool to have. Amazing Spider-Man 605 has the little baby Spider-Man Cupid on the cover. Kind of a cute cover. Kind of reminds me, if you watch the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon show on the Disney Channel, there's when he breaks the 4th wall and goes into it, he always imagined himself as like that type. So that's what it kind of reminded me of. Got this Amazing Spider-Man 312, nice McFarlane cover. Good, yeah, you know, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Spider-Man the cover. Actually, this book went for a little bit more than I was expecting. It's like $15 to $20 range. Mine's a little beat up, so it's probably more in the $10 range for that one. This one was in there also. It's 602, the second print variant. And I checked on eBay to see how this one was going, and people had it buy it now for like 40 bucks. When I looked at the recent sales, it's more of a like $10 book. I'm sure those people who have it for 40 bucks are going to have it for a very long time. And the reason I bought that bag for $7.50 is it also had this in here, which is Spider-Man 606 variant. This is a Long Beach Comic-Con exclusive. It's a J. Scott Campbell cover. There's 4 or 5 different versions. There's a regular cover where they're both there. There's one where I think the sketches of Black Cat and Spider-Man solid. This one, of course, is the Spider-Man sketch and the Black Cat solid. So, yeah, that's an easy $40, $50 book. It was a really good deal to get it for $7. And I also got all those other comics with it. Another bag I picked up, Justice League 228, beat up condition. The New Teen Titans number 38. The New Teen Titans annual number 2, first appearance of Vigilante. And the reason I got this are the next 4 issues. I got Teen Titans 42. Move this out of the way. Sure, plenty of room to show them all. Teen Titans 43. Tales of the Teen Titans number 44, which is the first appearance of Dick Grayson as Nightwing. And Teen Titans annual number 4, which is the conclusion of the Judas Contract storyline. All those were in there. I've been hunting for this book, the Tales of the Teen Titans 44, for the longest time. When I first got back into comics, I had a chance to get some really high grade copies in the $30, $40 range, but I didn't really want to pull the trigger on that much on a book yet. And then it shot up quite a bit since then. And I kind of like, when it's something that I want like for my personal collection to keep for a long time, I don't really need it in the highest grade. If it's something I want to eventually, like, I want it, but I don't know if I want to keep it for a long time, I'm going to potentially flip it, then of course I only want the high grades because those are so much easier to flip and make money on. So I'm super excited to get this. Definitely excited to get the whole storyline because I've heard so many good things about it and excited to read it. And again, $7.50 for all those books I just showed you. Well, it's $15 for all the books I got at the pawn shop, which is definitely a good deal. Local comic book shop. I checked out their case to see if they had anything new in it, and I found this one this week. Werewolf by Night, number 33. And probably it has a few spine ticks that break color, I think 4 or 5. I'm not sure how much that would bring down the grade. But the corners are sharp, the pages are white, everything else is great on it. So I'm assuming probably a 7.5 if I'm lucky. Picked this up for $15. Second appearance of Moon Knight. The shop told me that the guy that came in, or this woman who came in to sell them, had no clue what she had, and she had 32 as well. But once the people at the shop, they're good people, they're honest, and they told her what she had and how much it was worth and how much they were willing to pay her for it. She declined and decided to keep that comic for herself. So unfortunately, they didn't have 32. If they had, hopefully I would have been able to afford it. Probably wouldn't have been able to afford it. So I'm happy with 33, especially in this kind of condition. Another recent pickup, I got Batman 237, which is the first appearance of the Reaper. Got this on eBay. Probably paid a little more than I had to. If I'd been a little more patient, probably could have gotten a better deal. But you know how it is with the auction. Sometimes you jump on things without, really thinking it through. But super excited to have it. I haven't done the tag video with the 10 things yet. No one's tagged me yet, but I was probably going to do it eventually anyways. I do keep a list of like my top books I want, and this one was on it. Like I said in my other video this year, I'm going to really focus on getting a lot of the Bronze and Copper Age Batman keys before they go up in value anymore. They're still pretty attainable for most of them. This was one of the books that was on that list, so this one's crossed off. For the Tales of the Teen Titans 44, that was on my list too. So that's 2 of the 10 books that I've already crossed off this year, which I think is pretty good for only being the 8th today. Next up, I got a copy of Action Comics 340. It's the first appearance of Parasite. Pretty good deal on that one. Picked that one up at a different... It's when I went to the comic book shop that had all the great sales and couldn't find anything. This is the kind of stuff I was hoping to find at that shop. And anything they had like this, the same book in the same grade, would have cost me at least twice, even with the 25% off of what I ended up paying for it. I also picked up this one at that same shop. It's Lois Lane, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 106, and this is kind of the infamous I'm Curious black cover. If you're not familiar with this comic, it's really crazy what it is. Lois Lane, for some reason, I don't know if it's for news article or something, she tells Superman that she needs to be black for a day. And so Superman says, well, that's easy. I got this machine up in my Fortress of Solitude that can change you. And so it's the body mold. So he puts her in the machine right here, turns it on, and then a few seconds later she walks out as a black woman. You know, it's funny. You know, I'm going to get a little bit closer on it for you guys. You can read the word bubbles. It's funny, this book, you know, by today's standards, is pretty outrageous, definitely inappropriate. Definitely would be considered racist to do a story like this now. But at the time that this came out, in the 70s, this was considered very progressive, very different. And, you know, DC got credit for doing things like that. So it's funny how the world's changed over the decades of what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, what's PC, what's not PC. But it's just a kind of, I like this because it's not just a cool comic book, it's kind of a piece of American history to kind of look back at what the world was like back then, as far as race relations and what was deemed like progressive and what was deemed inappropriate, and how things have kind of changed. So that's my haul for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you know, like again, if you know any of those Valiant comics, I'm pretty sure they're all junk, but just in case any of them aren't, please leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time.